Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse, and I am back for another iOS accessible game spotlight video. This time we're taking a look at a game called LetterLike, and from what I have gathered so far, I've played a few rounds, and it kind of is like a Scrabble meets like a I don't even know what you would describe it as. It's like a run-based game, that you would get for something like Balatro or something like that, but you're using almost kind of like Scrabble game mechanics, and there are power-ups that you can buy after rounds that will give you like extra points or other perks and things. So rather than try to explain it further, let's just get right into the game.
LetterLike.
LetterLike, we'll go right into it
LetterLike.
here.
Profile 1
And
button.
when you start the game for the first time, you pretty much are just given one option. You can load, you can start a new game. Now I have load a game, and I think from what I gathered, there's like if you want to give somebody the same seed or same set of puzzles that you want that you did to see how they do compared to you, you can give them that. I've seen a lot of other types of games do that, especially like run-based games, games with a lot of procedural generation and randomization type of things. But also, when you start the game for the first time you play, it does a pretty good job of walking you through some of the different screens and elements and things. What I will say, voiceover wise, is that I believe, again, this is a game where you're really going to want to use some flicking, swiping, but also explore by touch because there are some, I'd say, minor issues with like screen overlays in this game. So there'll be times where like you'll get sort of like a pop up or an overlay, and VoiceOver will still see the screen, excuse me, the screen underneath it. So while you can't really interact with anything underneath, VoiceOver can still have a tendency to focus on them from time to time. And that's where, again, explore by touch is very important. I know I stress that on a lot of these games, but whether it's games or, independence or something for work, it's a skill that I see a lot of people not really take advantage of, and I've had a few people, well, I don't do that. I don't do that feature, and then they complain that something isn't accessible. Well, it may not be ideal, um, but it is a core function of VoiceOver that is very, very helpful. So let's go into a new
New
game,
game button. New game.
and
Heading level 3.
the way this works, let me see here, because
Base difficulty.
okay, so there are different difficulties too. That's interesting.
Next difficulty. But wins. 3 hyphens. Win percent. 3 hyphens. Used. 3 hyphens. Best.
So
New game button.
we're just going to leave everything at default. So it's cool that they have different criteria that you can choose, like difficulty and number of wins and things like that.
New game
So
button.
we're just going to
New
go a
game.
new game here. Now,
5 and main.
the way this works is if you've played Scrabble in the past, you've got your little bar that has your little letter tiles, and they have a numbered value. So like your common letters are lower value, your kind of weird letters, your Q's and X's and different things have a lot higher value. And given the letters that you have, you are trying to play as many words as you can. Of course, the more letters you use in a word, the more higher point letters you use, the higher your score is going to be. Now, you have three chances, or you have 3 rounds, and in each round you have, what is it, 5, I believe, words that you can make. And in order to advance, you have to break a certain score threshold, otherwise you lose. When I played this earlier, I got past the first two, and then I just didn't optimize things correctly enough. I think I've seen things I could have done differently. But now, like I said, I failed on the last round. And now the last round also will have some sort of a random stipulation where when I played last time, the letters, what was it, J, K, L, and M were worth nothing score-wise. So even if I want, like, I would either have to use the words that didn't have those, or if I use those letters in a word, I would just have to know that those letters wouldn't count for anything, for any point. So who knows what other weird quirks. Again, this is where the Balatro thing comes in, because the last round of each blind or whatever, blind of each round, you had this sort of, round three had the little quirk like that. So this is really cool. Let's go ahead and
Letters B, C, D, F, G are pointless.
okay,
Literally.
okay, oh.
Round 1.
Oh, that's ugly.
600. Round 1. Round 1. I've already thought 5 moves ahead. Ellipsis. No pressure. 3. Round 1. 650 points. Play. But 4. Round 2.
Where did
1250
it? Yeah, see, there's some weird stuff with things kind of going behind
points.
here.
Play. Button. Round 1. Level. I've
It
already thought
told
5
me,
level.
I don't know where it saw it, but there was a thing that said letters B, C, D, and E are pointless. And E as a pointless letter, that's brutal, because that's a really useful common letter. But if we get to round 3, that's what we're going to have to deal with.
Letters B, C, D, F, G are pointless. Literally.
Oh, okay, there's where it is. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's gross, man. That's a lot of letters.
Play. Button. Plus
Okay,
bonus.
play. So what we have on our main screen here,
5 words remaining.
we have 5 words remaining, and this is for round 1.
5 discards remaining.
Discards, let's say, like, I've had groups of letters before where it's like there's all consonants, literally no vowels, or vice versa. I'm like, well, I got to make some kind of a word. I need some kind of a vowel or something. So we're doing that.
Items. 0. Empty item. Dimmed.
So I have
Button.
no items right now, and then we have little squares for...
Empty item. Empty item. Dimmed.
I have
Button.
3 empty item slots right now, and then we have 3 more
Lock. 3. Right paren. Locked item. Locked item. Locked item. Button.
that if I get a perk later on, I can unlock even more power-ups. So you can. This is how you get your big scores. Think about this as like Joker modifiers that can happen. Some are a constant passive ability once you get them, and some are a one-use item. So keep that in mind.
Needed. 650.
All right, I need 650 for my score for round 1.
Score. 0.
0, obviously I haven't played anything.
Points. X multi. Plus bonus. Plus score.
And that kind of gives you some info about like your modifiers.
Type or click on a letter to discard
Type
or
or click on a letter. So
194. Letters left in bag. Lock letter. Button.
so these locked letters, I haven't quite figured out what this top row is. I think you can like actually get more letters if you get like a power up, so it's not just the row below. So just like you can unlock more items, you can unlock more letters, which, God, if you unlock a lot of these, you could make some ginormous words and you have a lot more flexibility. So let's go down to our second row down toward the bottom here. And these are
A
our
7.
letters.
Button. A 7. Button.
A is worth 7.
S9. Button.
S, okay, that's a good letter.
E7. Button.
E,
H17. J24. E7. Button.
okay. So those are our letters that we have. We'll worry about that in a second. On the very bottom row,
Rearrange. Button.
we can rearrange.
Discard. Dimmed. Button.
We can, if we play a letter and then instead of continuing to make the word, we can hit the discard button and we'll swap that out for something else.
Play. Dimmed.
Play
Button.
is when we get a word set up, we can play it and it'll count our score.
Shuffle. Button.
Shuffle.
Backspace. Dimmed.
And
button.
backspace
And
if we
main.
make a mistake, obviously. So there we go. Let's see what words we can make in round 1. Oh boy. So we have EA. We have 2 E's. We have an A.
A 7. S9. Button.
SEA.
E7. Button. H17. Button.
Or I could do SHEA.
J24. Button. E7. But J24.
What are you
Button.
going to do with a J?
J24 button.
It's a high letter I'd like to be able to use.
E7 button.
Because I could end with an SH. I could start with an SH, E. I'd like to do something more than 3 letters. But with the letters I got, that J is what's really
A7
screwing
button.
me.
S9 E7 H17 J24 E7 button.
Or can I use something where I can do both E's or an EA? To do this stuff on the fly when you're trying to record a video, that's the hard part. So it's kind of like, you know, again, anagrams meets Scrabble kind of a deal. Just to keep the video moving quicker, I'll just have to think of something quick. But let me think. I'm trying to think. Let's see. I could do SEA. SEE. SHE. Yeah, it's that stupid J. There's nothing good to tack on. Like if I could do SHEA something, that would be great. Or something like EACH, but I don't have a C. It looks like we're gonna have to do a 3-letter one. Let's see, what's worth the most points?
A7 button.
A7.
S9 button.
S is 9.
E7 button. H17 button.
Well, then we're definitely going to do she because we want to use the H. I can't think of a way to put the J into anything.
J24 button.
So let's just do
S9 button.
We'll double tap U.
S9. E7 H17 button. H17. J24 E7 button. E7. Play button. Play dimmed. Plus 159 total points.
Not great, but it's really all I could work with. So now we have
4 words remaining.
4 words remaining to make this 650 score goal. Now what do we have for letters?
A7 button. I7 button. E7 button. A7 button. J24 O7 button.
Gross. All vowels except for a J. Ew. I would love to keep the J for a higher score, but dang, son.
A7 but I7 E7 but A7 button. J24 button.
We've got a lot of
A7
A's.
button.
Let's get rid of an
A7.
A.
Discard button. Discard.
Because we'll still have an A
discarded.
Then. Ooh.
Wild empty 4 button.
So it replaces it with a wild. That could be handy for using it with the J. Oh, okay. You know what I could do? It's a short word, but it would give me a lot of points.
A7 but I7 E7 wild empty 4 J24 O7 button.
I don't know what the value is, but a Y would be probably a pretty high scoring letter. I could put J-O-Y. Because again, there's nothing much. I have a lot of vowels, but I don't have. I've got a J and a wild card. Is there anything that I could?
A7 button. I7 button.
Yeah.
A7 button. I7 button. E7 button. Wild empty 4 button.
I think that's my best
J24
option.
button.
So let's do J.
J24 O7 button.
And again, if
O7.
we're just speeding along in the video, this is what we're going to do.
Wild
We're going to do our wild.
Wild select letter
And
for
we're
wild.
going to, it
Heading
pops
level
up a
3.
little It's not a QWERTY keyboard, it's just all the letters in order.
Cap U, but Cap Y, button.
So it
Rearrange,
doesn't tell me the
button.
value on that screen, but we're going to go JOY.
Play, button.
And
Play,
I'm guessing the
dimmed.
Y should give us a pretty good.
Plus 165 total points.
Yeah, okay.
3 words
Three
remaining.
words left.
650. Score, 324.
Okay, we're halfway there. We should be okay, I would hope.
A7, button, I7, but E7, but A7, button, Y17, I7, button.
Oh my god. Our letters this time are just garbage. I mean, I like having vowels, but you got to pair them with something. I got multiple A's again. I got another Y. Now I know a Y is worth 17. Ugh.
A7, I7, E7, A7, button.
Get rid of the A
A7.
again.
Discard. Button.
So we have variety.
Discard. Dimmed. Letters
What do
successfully
we
discarded.
get?
A7. Button. E7. Button. A7.
Are you
button.
kidding me? You gave me another A?
Y17. Button. I7. Button. Y7. A7. Button.
Dear
A7.
God in heaven.
Discard. Button.
Are
Discard.
you trying
dimmed.
to screw me
Letters
over for the
successfully
video
discarded.
viewers here?
A9. Button.
Okay. I can work with this. I have one consonant.
A9. Button.
M. Well, I could do May.
A7. Button.
That's the best I can do.
I7. Button.
Get rid of a couple weird letter, or get rid of the Y, which is a high value, but kind of a weird letter.
A9.
Let's
button.
do it.
A9.
M.
A7.
A.
A7. Y17. Y17.
And I swear you can
button.
make longer
Y17.
words, but with what I'm given, I don't have a lot of a choice here.
Play. Button. Play. Dimmed. Plus 159 total points.
All right.
Score.
And
483.
483. Ooh, it might be closer than I thought if we don't get better letters here.
2 words remaining.
2 words.
T12. I7.
Okay,
Button.
T-I.
E7. But T12. Button. O7. But I7. Button.
Okay. Well,
T12. I7. E7. Button.
I can do tie. I could do T. Don't I have two? Do I have one O or
I7.
two?
But E7. T12. O7. Button. I7. Button. O7. T12. E7. I7. T12. Button.
Yeah, the problem is I don't have hardly any letters, so there's not much to build off of. I really need to unlock that second row of letters so I have more to work with. Tie is about my best option because if I could do something with like T, like O, like something TT or something, T something T, I could do tit, but, or tot, but
T12. But I7. E7. T12. Button.
I mean, that would get me higher. Nah. Let's see if it takes what a lot of people would call vulgarity into account, because
T12. Button.
12 and 12 is better than
I7. Button. E7. Button.
sevens, so
T12. Button. T12. I7. Button. I7. T12. Button.
we'll see if it gets
T12.
mad.
Play. Button. Play. Dimmed. Plus 153 total points. You're on your
Okay,
last word.
it worked. Last word.
636.
Okay, I only need, what, under 20 points? So,
O7. But O7. E7. But F19. O7. But I7. Button.
really, guys? You're going to give me 3 O's? Crikey. Well, let's get rid of one of these O's,
O7. Button.
because I have
O7.
another discard.
Discard. Button. Discard. Dimmed. Letters successfully write 1 discards remaining.
Okay, 1 discard remaining.
O7. O7. E7. F19. A9. Button.
Oh, wish that would go together. Oh.
I7 button.
Um, M and F don't really go together. Like I was thinking if I was hoping I would get like a D so I could do food and at least have a four-letter word. Um, F-O-I. Yeah, see, I don't have anything to go like foil or blah. I could
O7 button. O7 E7 F19 9 button.
I could do faux if all else fails.
I7
I'm gonna
button.
get rid of this
I7
I.
discard button. Discard dimmed. Letters successfully discarded. No more discard. O7 button.
Another O. You're kidding. Boy, they're trying to make me work for it here, aren't they? I think faux is about the only thing I can do.
F19 9 button.
Moo. I don't know if that would work,
F19 button.
but
9 button.
well, that's a higher
F19
thing anyway.
button.
So F.
E7 F19 button. F19 O7 button. O7 E7 button.
You and your stupid O's.
Play button. Play dimmed. You beat the round.
Okay. So now I get bonuses.
Reward. Reward. Per 10 per word. Collect
So I'll
5
let you guys
button.
kind of read
Toggle
that,
to
but
sell
I'll
to see
just.
your items.
So
And
now,
main.
depending
Nice.
on how many
5
coins we
F
get,
successfully collected.
let's see if we can.
2XL space 2 button.
So that will, like when I make a word, it's a one-time play. My second letter will give me double the points.
2XL space 4 button.
Ooh, times 4, that could be handy.
2XL space 1 button. Button.
And then there's 3 other ones that are locked. So again, going forward, there's a lot of things where like you can unlock a lot more.
8 button. Words button. Next button.
Now,
Word
what I
8
don't
button.
understand, they could be a lot more clear. There are 3 buttons below the locked icons.
8 button.
8 button, I don't know what that is. Is that how many coins I have?
Words button.
Words button, I don't really understand what that does.
Next button.
And then a next button. Below that,
Buy sell button.
buy sell. So I am going to buy that 4x
space
one.
4 buy 3 button.
Wait, no,
Main.
close.
Close button. Plus score 2XL space 4 button.
2x. Oh, space 4. I read that wrong.
2XL space 2 button.
Okay.
2XL space 4 button.
You know, I'm going to do that because if I can get a 4-letter word, it's more than likely to be a consonant. So those are generally worth more than vowels. So I think that's one I'm going to buy.
Buy 3 button and
So a
2XL
3
button.
That's how many coins I used.
Item successful 8 button.
Yeah, let me double tap this 8
You don't
thing.
have enough coins.
Oh, is that? I wonder if that button, I wonder if that's what gives me that second row. Crap. If I wouldn't have bought that, I wonder if I could have. Or does it tell me how much
Letters BCTFG
money I have?
Literally. Colon. 2. Colon. Level 1. Colon. 2. Info. Button.
Okay, I
2.
think the 2 is how many coins I have at the top. Oh, I wonder if that's what that was. Crap. Because I could really use that second row of letters.
8 button.
Well, let's just go next.
Next button. 5 and main.
Round 2.
Play button.
What are
Type
they
or
going to
click on the letter
torture
to
us with
discard or
this time?
submit.
We get 5 more words.
D9 but V22 I7 but Y17 and 9 button T12 button.
Okay, well, we've got some 1 or 2 vowels. We got some consonants here. So let's see.
D9 V20 I7 but Y17 button and 9 button. Y and 9 button.
I could do mit.
D9 button. V22 button.
Dim. Again, trying to think of something I could do with 4 letters. Because again, you got to make higher points here.
I7
To
button.
win.
V20 I7 but Y17 and 9 button.
Something that ends in a Y.
T12 button.
Hmm.
And 9 button. Y17 but I7 button. D9 button. Y7 and 9 button.
No, there's nothing I can do there. Because I've only got the one vowel now.
I7 V22 but D9 button.
DIM TI. Nothing works there. TY. Nothing I can really do with that. I could do
V22 I7 button.
V.
V22 button.
So that's a good one.
I7 but Y17 but and 9 button.
MIT.
T12 button.
12.
D9 button.
Yeah, T is worth more than a D, apparently, so I would be better off making MIT.
Y17 but and 9 button.
I think that's about what I can
9.
do.
V22 I7 button. I7. T12 button. T12. Play.
Well,
button.
let's just go for it.
Play.
If we lose,
Dimmed.
we lose, but I want to keep
Plus
things
144
moving here.
total points.
144, and this time I got to get
X multi. Needed. 1250.
1250. Yeah. So double the points pretty much.
D9 button. V22 F19 Y17 but U7 button. I7 button.
Oh man. Well, that wouldn't have worked anyway, but so I've got a U and an I.
U Y17 button. D9 V22 F19 button. Y17 button.
There's nothing that I can put like FU, like fun. You know, if I had...
F19.
I need
button.
that second row.
V22 D9 button.
D... DUI. I don't think that would work. That's an abbreviation, but that's pretty funny. Oh boy. I almost need to make a... I kind of want to get rid of that stupid Y. Because there's not much you can do unless you have that at the end of a word. And the other consonants are... Well, the V is a little iffy. Let's see.
V22 button. F19 Y17 button.
Yeah, let's get rid of the Y.
Y17.
Because the V is worth more.
Discard.
If
button.
I'm able to do something with
Discard. Dimmed. Letter successfully discarded. 07 button.
Okay. Well, ain't that just grand?
D9 button. V22 F19 button. 07 but U7 but I7 button.
If I had that T, I could have done out. But I use that. OU.
D9 button. V22 F19 button. 07 button. U7 button. I7 button.
It's like I don't have quite enough letters to, because at least when you're doing Scrabble, like by the time you get in a few rounds, you can play off of other things on the board. If I don't have what I need in my hand, I'm kind of boned. I mean, the best thing I could do right now with the letter that I have, I think, is of, or if. DIF. No. DOF? FOD? Gross.
D9 button. V22 F19 button.
Vid? I wonder if that would...
V22 button. V22 D9 button.
I don't know if that would work. I mean, it's kind of an abbreviation, but let's try it, because that'll give me 2 letters.
V22 button.
V...
V22 I7 button.
I don't know if this will be
I7
valid.
D9 button. D9 play button.
Please let it be.
Play dimmed. Plus 174 total points.
Okay, so I got a couple higher score letters there. Saved myself a little bit, and we have what, 3?
Colon. 3 words remaining.
3 words. We got all of our 4
4
discards remaining. Okay.
E7 but W19 button.
Okay.
F19 button.
Few.
O7 button. U7 button. C14 button.
Okay. So...
E7 W19 F19 button. O7 button.
F...
W19 but F9 E7 button. Double F9 O7 U7 button. C14 U O F W19 button. E7 button. E7 button.
Again, few is the main word that comes to mind. I wish I could do something with OU, but I don't really... And I want to make 4-letter words. I need more points.
WF19 O7 U7 but C14 button.
I mean, I've got an E.
E7 W19 but
something CE, but nothing really to...
F19 button.
If I had an A, I could do face.
O7 button. U7 button.
Tempted to swap out this U. I mean, U's are okay, but they're not as used as other vowels. Let's try it.
U7.
Let's get rid of the U.
Discard button.
Let's see if we
Discard,
get anything good
dimmed.
for
Letters
it.
Successfully discarded. E7 button.
Another E, huh? Alrighty then.
E7 button. W19 F19 O7 button. E7 button. C14 E7 O7 F19 but W19 button. E7 button.
Yeah, I think few is going to be my best bet right now still. Because if I would have gotten an A, I could have... Well,
W19 F19.
let's keep
button,
things rolling
F19,
here.
E7 button. E7 W19 button.
All right, that's at least
W19,
worth a few points.
Play button. Play dimmed.
I'll have 2 words left.
Plus 195 total points.
Okay.
2 words remaining.
2 words. I need...
Score 513.
Ouch. I got to do some damage in this one because otherwise we're not going to make it.
I7 button. B12 button.
Okay.
I7 but B12 D9 but O7 but E7 but C14 button. E7 button.
All right, what could I do with a B, a C?
I7 B12 D9 O7 E7 button.
O and E.
I7 but B12 D9 O7 E7 button.
D. B. I could do bid.
O7 button. E7 button. I7 B12 D9 O7 button. D B12 button.
Yeah, the consonants I have, they just don't fit super well together for longer words, you know?
I7 but B12 button.
BOI nothing. O and E don't really go together.
D9, O7, E7, button. O7, E7, button. C14, button.
C.
E7, O7, D9, B12, but I7, button.
Yeah, you know, there's no like CR or CL or BL or BR. Like there's nothing. I don't have really enough letters to really do justice. I want to know how to unlock that second row, and if that's what that 8 button was. Because let's see, how many?
Lock
1,
letter, lock
2,
letter, lock
3,
letter, lock
4,
letter, lock
5,
letter, lock letter,
6. I don't know what that 8 does.
I7, button. B12, button. D9, O7, E7, button.
Yeah, like BOIC is not a word. BOID is not a word, I don't think.
O7, button. D9, but B12, I7, button.
So let's just do.
B12, button. B12, I7, button. I7. D9, button. D9.
And of course, I don't have a fourth letter, so I can't use my power up.
Play, button. Play, dimmed. Plus 144 total points. You're on your
Ouch.
last word.
Yeah, we're gonna be
1 word's remaining.
boned here. Good luck. I gotta get.
X multi. Needed, 1250. Score, 657.
Oh yeah, just get half of the score in 1 word. Yeah, I'll get right on that.
O7, button. U7, R9, button. O7, button. E7, button. C14, button.
Ew. I mean, the R is good.
O7, but U7, R9, button. O7, button. E7, button.
You know, I could have done a few discards before too, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna lose anyway, so it doesn't really matter what I play, but what can I even play?
O7, but U7, R9, but O7, button. E7, button.
Okay, I could do.
O7, but U7, R9, but O7, but E7, button. C14, button.
C.
C14. O7, but U7, O7,
O.
button. O7. U7, R9, button.
R.
R9. O7, but E7, button.
And then I think I have. Do I do this first, or this is what I haven't figured out?
2XL space 4, button. 2 double letter, space 4, heading level 3. Common. The value of the letter in space 4 of the word is doubled, and main. Common. 2XL space 4, button. Close, button.
Okay.
Plus 150.
So this must be a passive because there's no U's on it.
E7.
So
button.
we'll
E7.
put E. That's the best I can do. That's
Play,
that's gonna
button.
nowhere near
Play,
give me
dimmed.
like 600 points.
Sorry, ellipsis, you lost.
Nope, I dang busted.
1250, score, 993.
Yeah, I didn't even break a grand.
Special shop, button.
Well, let's see what's in this
With your
special
coins.
shop here. With your coins.
Special shop. Bank 2, button. 1. Scott 0, button. 1. Bank 2, 1, 0, buy 40, button. As a consolation for losing, you have the opportunity to buy some. With your coins. Back, button, home, button, and main.
So,
Special shop.
my main problem with this game is there are a few buttons that are so vaguely worded. And I don't know if they're worded differently visually, but with VoiceOver. So I can choose one of these.
Bank 2, button.
Bank 2. What does that mean?
1.
And then the
Try.
button says 1.
0, button.
0 button.
Buy 40, button.
Buy 40. I don't know what any of these mean. So this game is largely accessible, but there are still a few different areas. And again, I've been doing a lot of explore by touch, but like, you know, this screen, if I were like, here for an example.
Plus 100, plus 300, cap C. 14, capital, 7, cap R, 9, cap E, 14.
So it's reading me the remainder of what was behind the playfield that was behind this pop-up window. So basically what needs to happen, like in an update, it would be great if, once you have this pop-up or this overlay, VoiceOver should not be able to access things outside of it. So you keep the focus onto the only things that you're able to interact with at that time. But there are some of these buttons that I don't know what the hell they do. So I don't know. Well,
Bank 2.
bank
Button.
2? I don't know
Bank
what
2.
that even means.
1.
I double
Bank 2. Button. Bank 2.
and I double tap it, does nothing.
1. Sky. 1. Sky.
One
Sky.
sky. I don't know what. Like, I'm double tapping
0.
these buttons.
0. Buy 40. Button. Buy 40. You don't have enough coins.
Buy 40.
As a console with your coins. Back. Button. Home. Button.
I guess we'll
Down,
just go home because I
down,
don't know what
main.
any of that does.
Auto. Button.
And we're brought back to the main screen. So the core gameplay itself is actually pretty fun. But the stuff around the power-ups and like when you can use them, like some are passives. Like if it was something that you could use one time, if I were to double tap on that pop-up or on that the power-up, in the pop-up that would appear, there would be a use button. So my assumption is that if there's no use button there, it's just like a passive that's going to hang out and give me benefit. So I would say the game is about 95% of the way accessible, and it is playable, but there's that focus issue with pop-ups, and then there are just some buttons that I really don't understand what they do. Otherwise, I mean, I like this game. I like the idea of the power-ups, unlocking some of these extra slots. You've got this run-based gameplay, but it's like you're just trying to make words, like a Scrabble type of deal. It's just pretty cool. I do really like it. So I hope that maybe the developer would see this and be able to make some of these minor changes, because we are so close. It's already very playable. But that is LetterLike. It is available on iOS. It's like a couple bucks on the store, and I would say it's very well worth it if you like a challenging word game and a fair bit of skill and variety, and you've got difficulty levels and all kinds of stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. Support the developer if it's something you would want to play. You can follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. Blue Sky at Illegally Cited, twitch.tv/illegally cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. Until next time, I will chat with everybody again later.